What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is pretty special because yeah, it's new guitar day. Inside this box is something that connects directly to Eddie Van Halen's legacy, and the story behind how I found it is pretty damn wild. So hear me out. I wasn't even looking for another guitar because, as you can probably tell, I have 1 or 2 guitars in the studio, or 10 or 40. Yeah, I've got a few fiddles lying around, right? And literally it just popped up on my eBay feed and I saw the finish and it was just too damn tempting. I could not pass up on this one. The quick Google search revealed that these are actually pretty rare in the UK. So that fueled me even more, and it was like, you know what, I have to have this guitar. So naturally I had to snap it up, of course. And wait until you hear what I paid for this, because you will fall off your freaking chair. Now I'm ready to get all Wolverine on this box, so I'm just gonna basically open it up because there is a box within a box, and then we're gonna get to see what's actually inside. But hey, look, little preview. You can see the guitar, right? There's an outline of it on here. Alrighty, let's do it. Let's do it. Because I am desperate to see this guitar in the flesh. Dokily dokily. Oh yeah. Now you're probably getting a gist of what's in here. And it is a sterling guitar. So I am gonna open this box up. Firstly, also thank you to Derek, who I bought this from. He packed this really nicely and so securely. I'm so grateful, dude. Thank you. So where's my knife? All right, let's get this off. And ooh, I'm getting excited. All right. Holy crap. You really packed this nicely. Super cool job, Derek. God damn it. Ah, mother. Ah. Thank you, Derek, for packing it so well. I appreciate it because it obviously protected the guitar, and I'm super grateful for that. So, all right, let's get rid of some of this packing material. So, sterling bag. This is a sterling guitar, sterling by Music Man. Ready for this? You ready? You ready? You ready? Check this out. Oh my goodness! Wow. Check out this guitar. Check out the finish on this. My goodness, it's pretty. I'm just looking at the finish because I have not seen it yet. And it looks pretty flawless. I can't see any scratches on it or dings or anything. So this is, of course, a sterling by Music Man AX40 guitar. So this is basically a descendant of the Van Halen Music Man guitar, and I'm just feeling the neck here. It's pretty special. I'm going to tell you about that in a second. But basically, when I saw this finish, this gorgeous red finish, I just had to go for it. It's so Van Halen. Now this isn't a direct copy of the Van Halen guitar, because the Van Halen guitar actually had the pickup selector over here near the lower horn, but no big deal, you know, pickup selector there for me or here, that's absolutely fine. But it's got the same configuration, so we have basswood body, as I understand it from the spec. The top is maple with a maple curly maple veneer on it. This red color was apparently a limited edition run in 2011, I believe it was. So it's actually quite a rare color to get in this guitar. You can't actually find these in the UK. It's very, very difficult to find these in the UK. I found a few in Japan, and they were at least 3 times the price that I paid for this guitar. And Sweetwater in the USA actually do this guitar as well. They do it in some other colors. It seems to have been reissued recently. The neck is maple with a maple fretboard, and it's a really interesting neck, and I'll show you a close-up. I don't know if I'll be able to show this to you, but it's an asymmetric neck. So on the lower side, where the lower strings are, it's actually a little bit fatter than it is on the treble side, the higher string side, and it feels a little bit slimmer, and you can really feel it in your hand. Super comfortable. It's crazy. I love the Sterling necks. You know, this is my second Sterling guitar. My other one is my Luke, which is here, which has a softer V neck, and it is so comfortable. And this, likewise, is really comfortable. Beautiful roll on the edge of the fretboard as well. I'm really, really impressed with the Sterling guitars. Just the quality of the build and everything, especially the necks, is just top notch. It really is good. As I understand it, these are medium jumbo frets. Obviously a Floyd Rose-style bridge on here, which is the Sterling version of it. It's a licensed version, dual humbuckers, and no coil splits as far as I know, but these are apparently Alnico 5 humbuckers. So it'll be interesting to hear what they sound like. Non-locking tuners, but I love the pearloid buttons on them. That's a really, really beautiful touch. What a gorgeous guitar. Sculpted neck heel with the 5 screws in there, like the Music Man and the Sterling guitars. Gorgeous. I really scored a winner here. I love this. It feels really good as well. It's got some weight to it, and you know, just the build quality feels like a quality instrument. All right, you know what? I want to plug this in and hear it. Oh, then if you can hear that. It's just slightly out of tune. I think I will do a little bit of a retune on this, and then plug it into one of my amps and see how this sounds. All right, see you in a second.
A few moments later.
Wow, that sounds freaking awesome, man. I love it. It plays so well as well. This neck is absolutely incredible. It feels so good. I love this about the Sterling guitars, you know, just the different shaped necks. My Luke is another one. I didn't expect to really fall in love with that soft V-shaped neck, but I totally have. This as well, even just holding it here, I can feel how the neck is asymmetric. Super, 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 super cool. So a little bit about the Eddie Van Halen connection to this particular guitar. So in 1991, Eddie Van Halen joined Music Man as an endorsee, and he had a signature model. He was actually introduced to the company by Steve Lukather, and I've just realized that I now have the Steve Lukather Sterling guitar, and I have the, well, basically the Eddie Van Halen evolution of the Sterling guitar as well, which is super, 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 super cool. I love that. Eddie actually left in 1995 to go to PV, and then eventually he went over to Fender and created EVH guitars. And yeah, basically they sold under that brand for a long time. And I have 3 of the EVH guitars in my studio right now. I love those guitars. But back to Music Man and Sterling guitars. So after Eddie left in 1995, Music Man decided to carry on this shape of guitar, but they obviously couldn't call it the Eddie Van Halen guitar or the EVH or anything like that, or anything associated. So they renamed the guitar the Axis, and it's still available today in a different configuration. Usually you get it with a non-locking bridge and a tone pot and a slide switch, etc., etc. But still the same 2 humbuckers, the 4x2 headstock, etc., etc. It looks very, very similar to the Van Halen guitar, and obviously this one as well, because this is the evolution. So they carried on the line, and then what they did was they wanted to do a more budget-friendly version of the guitar, because Music Man guitars are actually quite expensive. They're phenomenal guitars, but they can cost a pretty penny. So they created the AX40 in the Sterling line, and I've got to say it feels great. It always surprises me how well Music Man and Sterling make these guitars. Really, really, really super impressed. So this is essentially an evolution of that Eddie Van Halen guitar. It isn't a direct copy, but you can definitely trace the DNA of this guitar back to that Van Halen guitar. And in this red color, it is so totally, totally Eddie, don't you think? And now for the best part. I snagged this for £270 in the UK. Yeah, that's around 350 bucks in US money. That is just crazy, crazy cool, especially for a guitar which is of this quality. This feels really premium. I have some seriously expensive guitars. You know, this feels really good even compared to those. So a friend of mine told me that they are available through Sweetwater again. They seem to have done a reissue of this model. They're about $500 or $600 at the moment. But in the UK, yep, you cannot find these for blood or money. Honestly, this is the first I've seen in the UK. I found a few in Japan, but they were 3 times more expensive in Japan for the Sterling version. And if you decide to go for the full-blooded Music Man version, you're talking about 10 times the price now. And if it's an Eddie Van Halen model, then you can add a couple of, you know, $1,000 to that as well, because they are pretty rare now, the Van Halen models, and people basically ask a premium for them. And I'm just so glad. I'm really grateful that I found this one and I managed to get it. Yay! This is going to be perfect for a video I have coming up, but stick around for that because I'll tell you all about that in a second. Now, I've got some very tasty upgrades which I'm going to do to this guitar just because. I've got to make it my own, right? So I'm going to be changing out the pickups on this guitar. I'm going to change them out to a set of Tone Rider Panama pickups. Now, if you haven't seen my video on those pickups, I will leave a link somewhere up here so you can go and check it out. They are basically inspired by Van Halen as well, so they have to go in this guitar, and they sound incredible. These pickups sound insanely good, but I really want to hear how the Tone Riders sound in this guitar. I'm also going to upgrade the bridge. This bridge works really nicely. It works really well. It seems to be super stable, but I have a Goto GE 1996 T bridge, which is what was on the full fat Music Man guitar. It's a really awesome Floyd Rose licensed bridge. Essentially, it's a kind of more refined version of the Floyd Rose bridge. And I've got some special EVH decal on the way, which is going to go down here because, hey, my EVH guitars all have a little bit of decal on them. I think this one deserves it as well. Try and guess what I'm going to put on here. You'll see it in an upcoming video really soon, but you know, for the time being, put your guesses down below. What am I going to put down here? What's the decal going to be? Also, a fresh set of strings and a setup, I think, is necessary on this. I want to lower the action a little bit because it feels a little bit high for me, but you know, it's playing really well and stuff at the moment, but I'd like it just a touch lower just to get it right for me. And before you go, I've got something pretty special coming up soon. I'm building a complete Eddie Van Halen inspired pedal board in collaboration with my friends over at Eventide Pedals. Huge thanks to Pat at Eventide for sending me out a micro pitch and a black hole reverb to help me nail that Van Halen tone and vibe. And I'll be building it on this really awesome Van Gogh pedal board that comes with a built-in power supply. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss it. Trust me, if you're an EVH fan, you're going to want to see this one. Alrighty guys and girls, have a fantastic day. I am going to go and play this guitar a little bit more because it is so damn cool. Alright, see you later. Bye.